So the way that the forum is made up is a group of emerging leaders. We come around, if it's in person, we come around to a round table, and then each week a different participant was challenged with bringing something that they're dealing with at work, or it could be a combination of work and personal. These things come together, and presenting this topic, and then that they need help with, or something they're kind of struggling with, and then the other participants would take time to ask questions, really understand the situation, and then provide feedback based on their perspective.
You could put together a diverse group of people. I mean, the age range, 20, 30 years between the youngest and oldest, the level of experience, the type of work, because of the diversity of professional backgrounds that everybody has is a feature of this process, is coming into it objectively, without having any, concerns about competition, and it just having an open and safe environment to talk about these things.
And having a mix of those people and those industries, it just gives you a wider range. It gives you more breadth of knowledge, I guess, when you are looking at some sort of topic, that whatever it is you're talking about, a lot of different viewpoints of it. Just make it where you can understand things better and empathize with whatever the topic is. It just made it a lot easier to understand.
It's an incredible program for people that is, CEO might see somebody with promise and sort of natural ability to lead, but hasn't had the opportunity for refinement and exposure to other leadership opportunities, and putting an employee in one of these forums, I think it builds their skill set. It gives them the ability to empathize with others and understand motives and the opportunities for the company, to where that person comes out of the forum not focused so much on how they complete their job, but how they can make the organization as a whole better, and how they can motivate others to really reach their own potential.
When Alex came to me and said, I'd like to support you in this program. And, to some degree, I guess I was surprised, but also made me kind of start to think through, like, okay, well, if someone else sees it in me, then, I really need to see it myself, and make sure I'm investing that time in myself and pushing myself to grow. So I think just the act of coming to your employee and saying, I see this in you, I want to help you grow, that can really light a spark for them and launch them on a path. And then you never look back.
Well, that's one of the things I found through going through the forum, is that time that you take every month or every 2 weeks to be a part of the process, to be part of the conversations and talking with peers. That helps to step back and widen your perspective, and gives you a more innate sense of that, what's important and what's urgent, and stepping back from the intensity of a moment and seeing things in a more comprehensive way.
So there's a teaching aspect of the program that's important, and I know that you're also would be available for conversation at any point if people had specific items that they wanted to talk through, in terms of their growth or their business's growth. So I think that learning piece was important. Things like coming up with your mission statement, any of those items. It's helpful to be able to get guidance, real world guidance, not just something you read in a textbook, and talk those things out. That was helpful.
4 hours a month, out of your 40-hour work week, presupposing anybody works a 40-hour work week, that's a pretty small percentage of your actual time. And it's after every session, I came away sort of rejuvenated and really reinvigorated for what I'm trying to do, because thinking through a different mindset, not focusing so much on all the obstacles, but seeing potential, seeing opportunity, and really, when it comes down to just the amount of time that you're investing in it, I mean, it's a pretty high yield investment for a small small amount of risk. And
Yeah.
for me, the personal growth and the increase in confidence more than made up for the amount of time that I wasn't directly working on, something that's billable. Because when you invest in yourself, in an earnest way, it always pays off. And that's really what this forum is, and is an investment in yourself.
Every now and then.
I don't know. I loved going and sitting there and listening and talking to the different people and seeing somebody's reaction. I mean, you think of, wow, 4 hours, what are we going to do for 4 hours? I mean, it goes. I mean, we didn't have a lot of dead time. We had a lot of participation and a lot of just interaction between the different members. It was great. I loved going to it.
Yeah, well, you had a great group, and Ed brought the best out in you. Any comment about Mr. Ed Nicholson, who's going to chair the next forum, who's our great chair of that program?
He's terrific. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I mean, again, those 4 hour sessions never seemed like 4 hour sessions, right? I mean, we were constantly moving. We constantly had an agenda and things that we wanted to do, and it all kind of flowed. It all made sense. It all worked together. Worked really well. Ed managed it well. We had good dynamics between all of the people. The topics all made sense as we're flowing through the different pillars, for example, and different people presenting at the different meetings. It was great. Can't say enough good things about it.
But John,
one thing that I liked about Ed and about you is just the attention to the individual attendees. So getting to know, each participant, their story, kind of helping to coach people and getting them to open up and be, I guess, vulnerable with the group, and really have some important conversations that they want to and need to have with a group of like-minded peers. So I think just being that support person, prompting conversation and creating an open atmosphere for people to come and learn and open up.
Tim, I can't thank you and Ed enough for the opportunities and experiences that I had in the Accelerate Leadership Forum.